Let's get this show rolling. Okay. Kami, how you doing, bud? Thanks for joining. How's your day going? That's Nightwalker, how you doing? Queen, I don't believe I've seen you here before. Thanks for joining. How you doing today? Exhausted before we even start. Okay, I was just yawning. Relax. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, that's pretty good. Justin, how you doing? What? That's always my first word, okay? That's always my first word. Milosh, how you doing, bud? Alright. FR Frill? Oh. Okay, hold on. Trill. For fuck's sakes, there's no shot. If I miss this, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Real grill. You're taking the piss. What is this? Oh, thank fucking God. I was gonna lose my fucking mind. If I missed that, I was gonna lose it, dude. Alright. Alright, give me 2 minutes. We'll quickly do connections and we'll get started. I know I said we'll only read 5 chapters on the Discord, but if I feel okay, we might do a little bit more. I got the T that username recommended. See if it helps or does anything. Nagito, I don't believe I've had you here before. How you doing? Thanks for joining. All right, let me just quickly do connections and we'll get started. Ramiro, how you doing? All right. Drive, ride, cruise, spin. Nice. Car trip. Based. Field. Stadium. Park. Bay. Ah, fuck. Okay, one away. Remainder, harmony, rest, ink, trade. Trade, balance, difference. Harmony. You got a song for this? Alright, dope. Yes. I appreciate you popping by, Nagito. Check Discord. Alright, give me a second. Alright. Okay. That's on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna fuck up connections really quickly and then we'll get started, okay? Yes. Trade, balance, different, harmony. Did I try? I already guessed it. Fuck me, dude. Okay. Stadium. Park. Field. Diamond. Baseball. Yes, let's fucking go. Okay. Remainder. Rest. Difference. Trade. Fuck. Oh, fuck you. What's that? Balance, difference, remainder. What did I feel like I did that one. Am I losing my mind? That was so easy. To Magnus Archives? I don't believe so. I don't. That's not a name that sounds familiar. What's it in regards to, Romero? Is a horror anthropology podcast. I see. I haven't listened to it. I'm not generally a big podcast guy. I don't have the, let's call it, attention span to be listening to people for really that long, if I'm honest. But if you say it's good, I can give it a shot, definitely. All right, chapter 137, City of Silver. City of Silver, mortuary. Derrick stood in front of a flight of stairs as he looked straight ahead with reddened eyes. In front of him were two coffins containing his parents. Derrick? Who the fuck is Derrick? A horror story type thing? Interesting. Embedded in a stone plate in front of him was a simple stone sword. Is this fucking King Arthur here? The frequent booming of thunder caused the house to shake and the sword to sway. The Berg couple inside the coffins weren't completely dead yet. They struggled to keep their eyes open while making weak attempts to heave for air. But in the eyes of some, the luster of their lives could no longer suppress their irreversible darkening. Derrick, do it. An elder dressed in a long black robe looked at the youth and said in a deep voice with a staff in his hand. The expression of the youth was visibly contorted. No, 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 Derrick, who had brownish yellow hair, shook his head repeatedly. He took a step back with every word and finally let out an ear-piercing scream. The elder struck down his staff and said, "Do you wish for the whole city to be buried along with your parents? You should know that we are the people of the dark who have been forsaken by God. We can only live in a cursed place like this, and all the dead would become horrifying evil spirits. There's no way to reverse it regardless of what we do, other than ending their lives by the hands of a family member." Why? Why? Derrick was in despair, shaking his head. Why are the citizens of the City of Silver destined to kill the parents the moment they're born? The elder closed his eyes as if recalling what he had experienced in the past. This is our destiny. This is the curse we must bear. This is the will of God. Draw your sword, Derrick. This is a show of respect to your parents. After this, when you have calmed down, you can try becoming a divine blood warrior. Is that a type of beyonder? Like just a title? In the coffin, Berg tried to speak, but could only let out a groan after his chest heaved several times. Derrick took several steps forward with great difficulty, returning to the side of the silver sword. He extended his shivering right hand. His brain registered the cold touch of the metal, causing him to recall the blood ice his father brought back when he was hunting. Blood ice. The size of a mere palm was enough to keep his home cool for a few days. Hi, Lee. I don't believe that's a name I've seen before. Thanks for joining. How you doing? Images flashed past his eyes. His stern father teaching sword techniques, his friendly father patting away the dust on his back, his gentle mother mending his clothes, his brave mother stepping in front of him when they encountered a mutated monster, and finally, his family huddling in front of a flickering candle and sharing food. A faint sound croaked from his throat despite his utmost suppression. With a low grunt, he exerted force with his right hand and drew the sword. Dr. Z, thanks for joining. How's your day going? He lowered his head and charged forward, raising the sword and driving it down with force. Blood spattered following a pained scream. The blood splattered onto Derrick's face and his eyes. His vision became red. He pulled out the sword and pierced into the coffin by the side. After the sharp metal pierced through flesh, Derrick released his grip and wavered as he stood up. Remember to add lore after this. We don't want another... Interesting. He didn't look at the condition of the people inside the coffin. Derrick stumbled as he ran out of the mortuary. I think a lot of people seem to like this chapter. You were all really insistent that I should that I should be in good condition for today's stream. as if he was being chased by evil spirits. His fist and teeth were clenched tight. The blood on his face left streaks across his face. That's not a good way to say that, but whatever. The elder who had taken in everything from the side sighed. There were stone pillars that lined the main streets of the City of Silver. Atop the stone pillars were lanterns, and within the lanterns were unlit candles. No need for that, Hiki. I appreciate the trust, guys. Thank you. Song loud. Is the music has like a really big range in its sounds, so it's kind of hard to be accurate. I will turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little bit, and then I'll just keep adjusting it as needed, basically. Okay, we'll do it that way. Screw it. There was no sun in the sky here, no moon, no stars, only an unchanging darkness and lightning that threatened to tear apart everything. The land of the forsaken, the godless. Klein talked about this because he thought maybe the Jotun was there. Is this the Jotun that we were speaking of, maybe? Interesting. The citizens of the City of Silver walked along dark streets with the illumination of the lightning. The few hours when the lightning died down was considered by them as the true night, as mentioned in the legends. There was the time where they had to use candles to light up the city, drive away the darkness, and make it serve as a warning for the monsters. Derrick made his way along the street. He didn't have anywhere he wanted to go, but as he walked, he realized he had reached the door of his house. Yes, that's the kid Klein saw. I see. Amnesiac, thanks for joining. How you doing? He took out his keys and unlocked the door. He saw the familiar sights, but he didn't hear his mother's concerned voice or his father's reprimanding him for running about. The house was cold and empty. Derrick clenched his teeth again. He walked quickly to his room and searched for the crystal ball. His father had told him that this crystal ball was used by a long-destroyed city to worship their deity. He knelt down and faced the crystal ball, praying without any hope in mind. He pleaded bitterly, "O magnificent deity, please cast your eyes on this land that you have forsaken." Okay, so we're basically just getting what Klein saw right at the end when he touched the Crimson Star from the kid's point of view, basically. I see. I love Lila. Stop. No, you can't. No. Lila's... Okay, let me just make sure I'm remembering the right person. It's been a little bit since I saw Dexter. Hold on. Yeah, no, dude, you can't. No, Lila's a psychopath. Come on. You can't do that to me. Wait, did I don't know if we got... we didn't. Okay. Where was I? O magnificent deity, please allow us, the people of the dark, be freed from the curse of our destiny. I'm willing to dedicate my life to you, using my blood to please you. Over and over again, just as he was in complete despair and about to stand, he saw a dark red glow burst forth from the pure crystal ball. The glow was like flowing water, instantly swallowing Derrick. When he regained his senses, he realized that he was standing in a magnificent palace, supported by giant stone pillars. In front of him was an ancient long table, and on the other side of the table was a human figure obscured by a thick fog. Other than that, there was nothing around him. It was empty and ethereal. Under him was a boundless fog and incorporeal, dark red specks of light. Derrick felt a flame of hope ignite in his heart. He stared at the human figure at the very top, confused and puzzled. You. Are you God? After asking this, he suddenly remembered a statement he read from a book in the City of Silver and quickly lowered his head. That statement was, "You may not look directly at God." Klein leaned back as he crossed his arms. He adopted a relaxed posture and answered using the language of the giants, Jotun. "I am not God. I am merely the fool who is interested in the long history of this world. Klein had already activated his spirit vision by clicking his left molars. He saw that the youth in front of him had different colors covering the surface of his astral projection and the depths of his ether body. This meant he was not a beyonder. The fool. Derrick ruminated over the term and after a long silence said with difficulty, I don't care if you're God or the fool. My prayers will not change. I hope that the people of the Silver City will be freed from the curse of our destinies. I hope that the sun and the sky described in the books will appear in our skies, if possible. If possible. I wish that my parents can be revived. Hey, I'm not a wishing well. Klein put down his hands and laughed. Why should I help you? Derrick froze. He thought for some time before saying, I will offer my soul to you. I will use my blood to please you. I have no interest in the soul and blood of a mortal. Klein smiled and shook his head. He saw the colors of the youth's feeling turn into the color of despair bit by bit. Without waiting for the youth to speak, Klein nonchalantly said, But I can give you a chance. I am a fool that likes a fair and equal exchange. You can use what you can attain to exchange with me, or people like you to exchange for things you want. But remember, they must be equal in value. This can make you powerful. Perhaps one day you can rely on your own strength to free the city of Silver from its curse and make the sun appear in your sky once again. The whole season I was simping. Dude, she's a psychopath. I mean, don't get me wrong. She was a decent fit for Dexter, who was also a sociopath, kind of. I don't think he would technically qualify under the definition of sociopath because he has the feelings that normal people have. He just something is broken inside him. But yeah, no, no, definitely not Lila, dog. She's not the person. No, she did not deserve better. She deserved like way worse. He likes psychopaths. Okay, Milosh, let's calm down. Dexter not really. He just like broke up with her. He said like, hey, listen, you're a fucking psycho, okay? I'm not doing all that. He should have treated her better. Yeah, okay. We just have some diametrically opposed views, apparently. Based on the youth's description, Klein was confident that the City of Silver was the so-called Forsaken Land of the Gods. Of course, he couldn't be certain for this for the time being. After all, the religious literature claimed that the world existed in a sunless state during the first epoch, the Chaos Epoch. No one knew if there were any other strange lands that the countries of the Northern Kingdom were unaware of other than the Forsaken Land of the Gods. Derrick quickly listened. He lowered his head in silence and replied after a while. I want to become the sun. I wish to obtain the formula of the corresponding starting sequence from you. Sequence potions, the sun, the sequence pathway that the Church of the Eternal Blazing possess. From the looks of it, we exist in the same world. The term sequence was born from the revelation of the first blasphemy slate, which appeared at the end of the second epoch, the Dark Epoch. In other words, if the City of Silver is really the Forsaken Land of the Gods, this means that it was split apart from the southern and northern kingdoms or continents at the end of the second epoch. Love is for life. Dexter betrayed her. Love is for life until you start threatening to murder children. I'm sorry, okay? I have a hard cutoff there. I don't... Call me old-fashioned, okay? I like children to be alive. I know. Controversial statement on me. I agree. But just saying, okay? But he had trouble interpreting. But he had trouble interpreting what the youth was saying, and even more trouble organizing his words, as he wasn't fluent in Jotun. Luckily, ancient Facehack was derived directly from Jotun. Klein could be described as an expert in that area. What about the blasphemy slate? But we know this, don't we? The fact, all it really said was like the term sequence was born of the revelation of the first blasphemy slate. I guess. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, fuck it. Yeah, I guess I'll write it down. Let me open my. I don't think I make this detailed notes for class. What the fuck? The term sequence was born from the revelations of the first. I'm gonna have to organize this document eventually because it's just a fucking raving mess right now. Just every sentence is like fucking doesn't correspond to the one before. It's a nightmare. Which happened at the end of the second epoch, the dark epoch. The first epoch was the chaos epoch. Okay. Almost anything that's connected to the previous epochs is somehow important. Okay, dope. Okay. Theory is the land forsaken by the gods was split from north and south continents at the end of the second epoch. Could this be related to there was a cataclysm at the in the third epoch? According to legends, the Evernight goddess, Mother Earth, and the god of combat descended upon this world and protected humans from the cataclysm along with the Lord of Storms, Eternal Blazing Sun, and the god of knowledge and wisdom. Klein obtained a fair bit of knowledge from the youth. Okay. Legends say the Evernight goddess, Gaia, fuck me, god of combat, Lord of Storms, Blazing Sun, and God of Knowledge protected humanity from the cataclysm. Okay, fuck. Sorry about that. Okay. Done. Okay, but he had trouble interpreting what the youth was saying, and even more trouble organizing his thoughts as he wasn't fluent in Jotun. Luckily, ancient Faceac was derived directly from Jotun. Klein could be described as an expert in that area, and thus he could master Jotun relatively quickly, preventing him from making a fool of himself. Bro, just act like the fool. Milos, all of it, yeah. My house, based. Have no fear, I am here. So I'm gonna leave right now, so I might see you later. Okay. Thanks for popping by, username. I appreciate it. Yeah. Klein maintained his posture. He replied with a calm tone. We can discuss this transaction in the future. Do not go out for the next 2 days. Try your best not to be in the same room as anyone else. For reference, Ramiro hit his head when he was a kid. You've done nothing that insight. In fairness, that Lila take is stupid, okay? Lila is pretty, but she's also a psychopath. So, you know what? Yeah, not great taste there, Ramiro. I'm not going to lie to you. He didn't know the unit of time used to the City of Silver, much less the time difference it had with the Lone Kingdom. All he could do was generalize as it is tomorrow, and wait until the tarot gathering was over before he told him that was the time for future meetings. I see. Bro, she needs... Okay, motherfucker. Okay, hold on. This is Milos right now. Like, holy shit, dude. Calm yourself down. Relax. Some people are broken and they can't be fixed, okay? This is it. It's fine. All right, I'll follow your instructions. Derrick replied with his head lowered. He didn't have any objections. Hold on. I think it's Sunday, right? So the tarot gathering should be tomorrow. By the way, I will say, this tea is doing fuck all for me, by the way, and it tastes like dog shit. So this was a gigantic waste of. I mean, I'm being a little harsh. I'm only like a little bit in, so. All right, I'll follow your instructions, Derrick replied. Klein heaved a sigh of relief. He tapped his fingers on the side of the table and said, "Before I send you back, let me complete our equal exchange. I gave you the chance to be strong, and you have to give me something equal in return." I gave you the chance to be strong? You didn't even fucking give him anything, bro. I have said that I am the fool that is interested in the long history of this world. What I ask in return is the history of the city of Silver, everything that you know. Derrick thought for a moment before softly saying, "I will describe it faithfully. The city of Silver has existed ever since the omnipotent and omniscient God, the Lord that created everything, forsook this land. No, it existed before that, but it was called the Kingdom of Silver." There are no problems. Either you kill them or they kill you. I agree. I'm not a huge tea guy, Ramiro. I much prefer coffee, but I mean, they said this would help, and I feel like I've been fucking scammed. So I don't know. Yeah, literally the Lord of scamming. Like, you didn't give him anything. I gave you the chance to be brave. What does that mean? That means nothing. The omniscient and omnipotent God, the Lord that created everything. That's got to be the true creator, right? Klein leaned back and maintained a profound posture while he ruminated over the words that the youth from the city of Silver had said. Good Lord. He was no stranger to a Lord that created everything. The Creator mentioned in the Book of Storms, the revelations of the Evernight, and the urban myths referred to the Creator with similar titles. It was also the way various secret organizations like the Aurora Order described the true creator, but this was the first time Klein was hearing omnipotent and omniscient God in this world. Be it the Evernight Goddess of Storm, Evernight Goddess, Lord of Storms, or the God of Steam and Machinery, none of them claim to be omniscient or omnipotent. Oh shit, art. Yeah, sorry. Hold on. Milos and Romero put out a lot of art. Hold on. I will get to it. Derrick? Whoa. He looks a lot like what I would assume, like, I feel like I've seen like drawings of what Loki looked like, and he looks very similar to that. At least that's what I'm picturing. That is super cool. Holy shit, that is dope. Oh, that's so cute. It's like his own little tarot card. That's very nice. Hold on. Lag. Yes, sorry. Klein scamming little kids is peak. This is the last one. Yeah, okay. This is, I assume, some like promotional publishing art or something, maybe like chapter covers or something. That's again cool, like his own little tarot card thing. That looks way fucking cool. The Sun. Derrick Berg. Okay, really cool art. But, official tie cover. Interesting. Vex, your computer has a virus. Jin, thanks for joining. How you doing? Okay. Wait, no. Wait, work. No. No. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay. But this was the first time he was, nope, already read that. If the City of Silver was really in the Forsaken Land of Gods, then the Forsaken Land of Gods would truly belong to this world. The omnipotent and omniscient God might be the title of the creator that was used by the living in the ancient times. Klein looked towards the young man opposite him in thought. He looked at the emotional colors of pain and sorrow. When Derrick felt the fool's gaze, he lowered his head involuntarily. Oh, for fuck's sakes, I missed it, Kami. Damn it. He recalled the legends that his parents had told him. He said slowly and sadly, when the sun disappeared from the sky, when the clouds were ripped and torn apart, when the lightning and thunder became our rulers, and the monsters looking in the dark suddenly emerged, one so terrifying beyond imagination. They destroyed one city after another in the Kingdom of Silver. Humanity's dark ages had arrived. The remaining experts in the City of Silver then relied on the united power and 2 magical items before they finally warded off the attack of the things of the dark. I'm fine. I usually lurk and not type. All good. No. I just, if you can, just pop away. When you pop in, just say hi, just so I can say hi. You don't have to, obviously. Your choice, but I prefer to just reach out to everyone that's here. They gradually eradicated the monsters within one day journey of the city. They then re-established a city-state that protected the last light of human civilization. A standard textbook description. Klein couldn't help but comment in his head. The young man's description made him feel that the City of Silver was in a different world than the northern continent. Maybe this is the unique characteristic of the Forsaken Land of the Gods. I don't know if it's unique. Oh, hey Khaled, how you doing? I appreciate it. How's your day going? Derrick calmed his breath and continued. During the first few decades, plants couldn't grow. The City of Silver had severe lack of food, and we could only hunt dark creatures or mutated animals to relieve our hunger. The population dropped drastically. Fortunately, we found black-faced grass. It could survive under such circumstances, and it became our only reliable and stable source of food. It was said to be the final intervention that the magnificent god left for us. It allowed one generation after another to live on in the City of Silver. It persisted in the Dark Ages for 2,582 years. The passage of time was recorded by a long line of chiefs. For the rest of the people in the Silver City, we called periods of frequent lightning day. When the lightning subsides, we call it night. It's a rather confusing system, and it makes exact dates difficult to pinpoint. Such a magnificent place. Klein was glad that he hadn't talked about tomorrow, but instead vaguely mentioned the next 2 days. I hope this isn't a spoiler, but didn't she fucking die, Ramiro? I don't think you're getting any more of her, dog. Derrick briefly talked about the few memorable incidents in the City of Silver's history. When the population returned to a certain level, the number of Beyonders increased. The 6-member council started forming elite troops to explore the dark. We have now explored all of the original territories and nearby cities. We're advancing towards the darker and more terrifying depths of the dark. Take notes of the history of the Silver City. Oh, shit. Okay, yes. Hold on. I lost a part of my... She was half of me. Okay, Ramiro. A little dramatic, don't you think? History of... City of Silver. Hold on, just really quickly. Let Ramiro do the notes. Oh shit, Kami, I'm sorry. Okay. And the monsters lurking. Humanity's long dark age arrived. The remain. They united. Silver and eradicated monsters within a day of the city. No food. They found, what was it, black grass or some shit? What the fuck was the name? Black-faced grass. Black-faced grass. Don't need all that for the City of Silver. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay. So. Alright, well, it's already on here now, so fuck off. Alright, it's here. Fuck 'em. Alright, let's go. Hold on. Yes. At the border, we found cities with strange architectural styles, but they were destroyed at some point. We suspect that they were sanctuaries built by the other remaining humans. Unfortunately, they lost to the Things of the Dark in the end. The Things of the Dark that he mentioned should be a reference to monsters that hide in the dark, ones that are beyond imagination. Interesting. So are they saying all the shit that like Beyonders can hear before they fully come into understanding of their like powers and stuff are like materialized in this land, or am I just making shit up here? Who knows? And the Kingdom of Silver was once ruled by the Giant King, hence the Beyonder chain that we are in control of is the Giant Pathway, also known as the Divine Blood Warrior Sequence Path. When we killed certain monsters and explored those destroyed cities, we obtained potion formulas for other sequences. However, the sequence pathways are incomplete, Derrick said, moving on to explain the current situation. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, Milos. I'm sorry. Hold on. Fuck. No, that's dope. Holy shit, that looks cool as fuck. Whoever drew in that lightning, fucking kudos, dude. That shit looks hard as fuck. Look at this. Look at that fucking thing. That's really cool. Sorry. sorry, Kami, I'm sorry. However, the sequence pathways are incomplete, Derrick said, moving on to explain the current situation in the Silver City. Upon hearing that, Klein's mind jolted. Although he didn't change his posture much, he was obviously paying more attention. Can we, like, keep art for the end of the... Sure, we can do that, Romero. Alright, but you're gonna have to fight Milos then, okay? I love knowing more about sequence potions. The Giant King, the City of Silver, and the Northern Continent share the same history. Oh, God. In the Second Epoch's history, killing a monster causes it to drop a formula. It's a fucking RPG. Is this a game? No, there's another possibility. Those monsters were once humans. Beyonders. Oh shit, and they all turned? But that would be kind of wild. Well, Nightwalker, let's say Sunny has more in common with... I don't fucking know what any of that means. Derrick saw that the fool didn't reply. He clenched his teeth, pondered, and said, the names of the giant sequence pathway are... Ooh, hold on. More lore drops. Holy shit, you guys weren't kidding. That's a lot of lore here. Beyonder pathway in the land forbidden by gods. 9 Beyonder warrior. 8 gladiator 7 weapons master. Holy shit, we're getting the whole sequence? Dawn Paladin. 5 Guardian. 4 Demon Hunter. Okay, well, we got all the way to 4. That's kind of nutsy. Only the elders in the 6-member council know the names of the higher sequences. 4 Demon Hunter. This is the name of a high sequence potion formula. Just the first time I've heard something like this. Klein felt delighted at the fact that he finally... Oh, good fucking lord. Finally learned one of the names of the higher sequences. However, he suspected that it was a name from ancient times, which would be different in the current version of the northern continent, just like the Windstorm Priest and the Seafarer. Beyonder Warrior, Gladiator, Weapons Master. Sounds familiar. Right. The sequence pathways that the Church of the God of Combat has in control is very similar. 9 Warrior, 8 Pugilist, 7 Weapons Master. Due to the limits of his security clearance, Klein only knew the titles of the first 3 that the Church of the God of Combat has, but the similarity between the two were similar. Alright. Might be the same sequence. The Church of the God of Combat possesses with different names due to translation. Based on the core meaning, they're basically identical. The complete sequence of the Church of God of Combat mastered is the so-called giant sequence pathway. It said that there was a god that emerged in the 3rd epoch, which was the Cataclysm epoch, to inherit the estate of the Giant King, or could it be that he himself was an ancient giant? High sequence. I can sell this Klein otherworldly scammer. Yes. Yes. And then that's it. Alright, let me just write. Oh my god, there's so much to write. I'm basically writing the whole fucking chapter here. What the fuck? God emerged in the 3rd epoch. The Cataclysm epoch. Oh, no worries at all, Dr. Z. Thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your night. To inherit these. Giant King. Okay. After we pulled through the initial hardships, the City of Silver had been ruled by a 6-member council ever since. The elders that enjoy the highest position in the council is called the chief. The other 5 are equal in rank. The current 6-man council is formed by 3 demon hunters, 2 guardians with the greatest potential, and a shepherd. Shepherd. It's got to be one of the higher ranks then, no? The City of Silver has... Oh, for fuck's sake. 3 high sequence beyonders, demigod-like experts. These 3 alone could destroy the Tarot Club 100 times over. Abso-fucking-lutely. You're at a 9, almost an 8. No, let's just say you're at a 9. Audrey's at a 9. Alger is at a 8, 7? Alger's at a 7, I think. Yeah, you guys get fucking destroyed. Klein felt a little afraid. He had yet to attempt recruiting someone under the nose of a high sequence beyonder. However, since this young man was a mere commoner, or not even a sequence 9, it was unlikely he would gain the attention of the higher upper echelon for a long time. Thus, Klein relaxed again. A shepherd from another sequence pathway, or perhaps one of the incomplete pathways. Sounds reminiscent of the style of the Aurora Order. The member of the Aurora Order that wrote a letter to Mr. Z, what was the name again? He mentioned Lord's Lamb. Shepherd. Shepherd. Yes, this is a sequence pathway that we found from a city that the Things of the Dark destroyed. It only reached a sequence 5, Shepherd. But Elder Norwaya is very strong, very strange, and very scary. It is said that she once won against an evil spirit at the level of a high sequence beyonder without getting injured. Therefore, when there was a vacancy in the 6-member council, they made an exception for her. What's the sequences before a shepherd? I find them familiar. As you know, the historical names and its current names are always different. I do not think noting everything in the is the right call at this point. It is history. There are... Yeah, no, that's totally fair, Jin. But it's good at least for me to have it, and then I can adjust it in the future as needed. But not having it would just mean I would forget it, and then it'd just be a fucking mess at that point. Because I'm gonna be like missing over shit and looking at you guys for it. You guys are gonna be like, oh, why don't you know this? But this was mentioned in chapter 137. I'm like, fuck me if I remember. So you should know there's a big difference between sequence 5 and 4. Just because like 4 is upper sequences, I guess. So is there also really a big difference between like 6 and 7 then maybe? He then lowered his head and said, sequence 9, secret suppliant. Okay. Why don't I have the secret suppliant written down? What the fuck? 4 is a qualitative change. I see. 9 is for the lower sequences is like God. Jesus Christ. Okay. Sequence 5 shepherd. Sequence 8 whispered. 7 shadow ascetic. 6 rose priest. Sequence 5 shepherd. Whispered listener. They're about the same. I know more than the information provided by the Tinjin Nighthawks. In a good mood, Klein beckoned for Derrick to continue. Like, Derrick is giving so much information, and then there's like and then you think about what Klein has given to Derrick yet, and it's a fuck all. Derrick then roughly described the current situation of the City of Silver, and finally, he couldn't help but say, I carry the curse of destiny. Whether a citizen of the Silver City is a commoner or a beyonder, we all turn into evil spirits after we die. Shit. The evil spirits of a beyonder is just a stranger, more terrifying and far more difficult to deal with. In the past, there were many occasions when this curse nearly destroyed the City of Silver. The only way to prevent an evil spirit from rising is to be killed by someone of their own bloodline. 8 and 7 have a big difference too, because 7 is mid. Oh, I thought 6 was mid. Never mind. Sorry. You're getting info on the best pathway. Secret suppliant. Interesting. Okay. Okay, don't delete his shit, dog. Such a cruel matter. I hope you can grow strong and find a method for the people in Silver City to shake off the curse. Klein, the fool who was merely an empty shell, could only provide some free chicken soup for the soul. So I want to be the sun. When there was a sun shining over the land, we never encountered any curses. Klein nodded slightly and asked, You will have the chance to. Remember that I can pull you in here any time in the next 2 days. Try to avoid being around other people. All right, Derrick replied solemnly. Before that, I need you to confirm your code name. Klein smiled and pointed at the deck of tarot cards that appeared on the table. Confident that Derrick had never come into contact with tarot cards, he gave a brief introduction. Pick one of the cards as your code name, besides anything besides the Fool, Justice, and Hanged Man. The definition of equal exchanges, you must exchange equal to what I desire. Yeah. The equal exchange is I get all you have, you get all I have. I just have nothing. Check fucking mate, brother. Let's go fucking scary get scammed. Derrick took two steps forward, flipped to the tarot deck, and said without hesitation, "Sun, I pick the sun. Remember your choice, it will follow you for the rest of your life." At the same time, he extended his hand, severed the connection in a restrained manner. Then he watched as the crimson glow receded, and the young man opposite him turned incorporeal and dispersed bit by bit. Oh, 782, that's the fucking cleansing artifact thingamajig. After the crimson light in front... What the actual fuck was that? Excuse me? No, fuck it. Apprentice takes way too long to get peak. After the crimson light in front of him dissipated, Derrick Berg saw his room once again. He saw the pure crystal ball in his hands. The crystal ball shattered from the inside. Some of it turned into pieces of illusory light that flew into the void around him, while the other crystalline fragments fell noisily to the ground. Derrick looked on, dumbfounded. He could see the traces of blood on his face reflected in the bronze mirror. He noticed that the crimson light spiraling on the back of his right hand, forming a circle with the lines extended from edge to edge. Again, for me, I think best right now would probably be Arbiter still. I think that one sounds based as fuck, but again, we'll see. The strange symbols bore into the back of his palm and vanished. Derrick fell into a daze in the time and took several flashes of lightning to illuminate the sky before snapping him to his senses. We need a trial after this. For what? He looked at the fragments of the crystal ball on the ground, then up again then looked at the back of his right hand as his gaze turned deeper. He walked out of his bedroom, returned to the living room, and opened the door to look at the sky above the city of silver. An arc of lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the city with a silver sheen. Right on the heels of that was rumbling thunder. The world belonged to the dark, without any speck of light. The heavy darkness only left people in despair. Jesus Christ, that sounds fucking horrid. Derrick clenched his fists. There was no joy in his eyes. They were still filled with remnant grief and pain, but he was no longer lost. Looks like I've managed to trick another person into becoming a member. No, I've managed to recruit another member. Klein shook his head and mocked the present strength of his tarot club. The fool, the leader, was only a Sequence 9 who had just fully digested the Seer Potion, and there was at least 3 high Sequence member Beyonders at Sequence 4 in the Hopeless City that the Sun spoke of. After mentioning the acting method one more time, I can tell the captain the specifics and hand in my special application. At the very least, I'll stop being in charge of support once I become a clown. Klein didn't stay in the world of fog. He extended his spirituality, wrapped it around himself, and initiated a descent. I mean, you can say it, Justin. I won't read it. It's all good. Or, I mean, even if I know a name, it doesn't really do... I don't know. There, Klein picked up the key and headed out of the room. He first went to the 2 rooms booked by Dunn to take a look in the order to confirm that the captain and Fry hadn't returned yet. He then headed to the first level and handed the key to the boss. The boss looked at the wall clock on the side and gave a thumbs up. Well done. Hey, are you mistaken why I took over an hourly room? Klein wanted to explain himself, feeling wrong, but he finally decided to leave misunderstood as he was. Feeling wronged, he tried to console himself. Yes, this way, he won't mention that I rented another room in front of the captain. After heading out and going through the motions, Klein did a quick divination and returned to the inn based on the results, and headed straight to the second floor to find Dunn and Fry discussing their investigations in one room, just as he anticipated. We can confirm that the wraith appeared in the last 3 months, Dunn summarized to Klein with a nod as he came through the door. My investigation also confirmed it. He highlighted the main points of his questioning and concluded, there's a townfolk named Scoundrel Grey who claimed he had a portrait of the first Baron Lamet. He said that it was an antique oil painting more than 1,000 years old. Don't tell me you bought it. Dunn's eyes shimmered. Captain, do you think I'm so stupid that I'm fooled that easily? No, I didn't. Even though I'm a history teacher, I've attended some lessons on archaeology and have some degree of expertise in the area. I can more or less determine if something is fake. The person in the portrait looked a little like my history teacher, Mr. Azek. He casually mentioned the most important piece of information. Dunn didn't pay much attention to it. He massaged his temples and said, "There's a small town near a historical site. There will always be a myriad of antiques there. I just saw a vendor selling the silver wine glass of Baron Lamet. Someone tried to sell me the insignia of the Lamet family, claiming it was dug out of the castle." Did you guys buy them? Klein asked subconsciously. The next mission is for you or Fry to take 3 782 out of 10 to somewhere uninhabited. Otherwise, a good half the people in this inn will become idiots blathering praises about the sun. Praise the sun, baby! Let's go! Are you going first or Fry? Me. Klein raised his hand slightly and smiled. It's quite early. I can come back and have a night's sleep later. We're doing 2-hour shifts, right? Yes. Fry, go over with Klein and confirm where you'll exchange the sealed artifact. Dunn turned to look at the corpse collector Fry, who had already found an opportunity to hand 3782 over to Fry when they split up to conduct their investigation. Otherwise, he would have been purified and started praising the sun. Fry hadn't had long enough to recover, but could hold the item for another 3 hours. Alright, Fry took out the mutated sun from the inner pocket of his black windbreaker and handed it to Klein. Reference we use for... Wait, hold on. Where am I? For reference, we use EBS. Oh, that's way better. Holy shit. There is a best pathway. The one I choose. I don't know what that is yet, but, fuck it. Klein took the item with a fair bit of curiosity and interest. The metal was warm to touch, as if it was hot water flowing through it. Interesting. The warm, gentle glow was like a ripple, spreading outward in waves and bringing with it a pure smell. At the same time, Klein felt that the dark golden sacred emblem carved into the symbol of the sun was cleansing his spirituality, removing the impurities and leaving it pure. Of course, all secret artifacts have their danger. Death might occur if one isn't careful enough. It's even possible to have a fate worse than death. He muttered to himself as he placed the sealed artifact 3782 in his inner pocket. By the way, have any of you ever considered this? Like, imagine, if Klein got isekai'd or transmigrated here, he saw, let's say, Emperor Rosel's diary, and instead of, would you, no, I wouldn't choose Assassin anymore, it'd be Arbiter now. Imagine if you get transmigrated, you see Emperor Rosel's diary, but instead of it being like Chinese, which you can understand, it's like English. And it's like a language you know it's from your world, but you don't speak it. And you're there and you're like, holy shit. I know more about this language than any of these people will ever know. And yet I know nothing about it. I will never be able to read this. That would be the most haunting thing ever. Holy shit. So close and so far. Fuck. After inspecting his revolver, charms, and cane, he walked out of the room and left the inn together with Fry. They headed straight out of town for the outskirts of Lamet Town. No, I want you as assassin. No. Again, English is like I'm just saying, like, imagine it's a language you know exists, is from your world, and yet you don't speak that language and you can't read it, and you're like, Fuck! Like, oh my god, there's so much information here, and then I'm fucking useless. Well, the physical enhancements are really handy if I can get that as like at starting, but I definitely do want like other benefits like soon. Like I would like to, have spirituality and all that stuff and whatever, but like immediately I think it's handy to have stat boosts just because yeah, exactly, in Kurdish or in Russian or in Romanian or in I don't know, Spanish. I don't know, pick a language you don't understand, but and you're like, fuck me, dude. I'll come. I'll come to your place in 2 hours. Sounds good, Klein said with a smile. After seeing Fry enter the town, he saw a tall boulder he had eyed previously, picked up some leaves from the tree beside him, and wiped the surface of the boulder. He then touched the top of the stone with his finger, inspected the stone under the light of the crimson moon. After confirming it was clean, Klein put on his black windbreaker and sat down. Why stand when you can sit? Klein thought to himself. Arbiter's pretty based. Nice. Thank you. Alright. Okay, well, this is such a far cry from the first time I said, like, oh, Assassin is pretty based. You guys were like, this moron. After a few minutes of silence, he looked at the dark, quiet, and rather scary forest. He couldn't help but stand, taking out several metal bottles from his hidden pockets and scattering their contents. Herb powder and essential oils all around him. He recited an incantation in Hermes with the help of the materials, created a barrier of spirituality, and sealed the area he was in. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure it'll change again. Well, I'm sure it can be based. I just chose Assassin before I knew of Sequence 7 Witch and that you became a girl. So, like, when I first heard about it, I chose that one. They were like, hey, yeah, you'll see why that one's interesting. So it's just funny. He did this simple ritual for two reasons. First, he didn't want to rely too much on the premonition for danger, as a seer to defend against corpses and spirits would launching a sneak attack against him. Second was to keep the bugs away. This is 100 times better than insect repellent. After sitting down for a few minutes, Klein took out 3782 out of curiosity and began a detailed inspection of the emblem. I wonder if I could use divination to find out its origin and how it became special. He took out a pen and paper and wrote a statement. The origin of the emblem in my hands. As a qualified and true seer, Klein made the preparations needed to divine anywhere. After reciting the statement 7 times, he closed his eyes and entered a state of cogitation, using that as a launchpad to propel himself into his dreams. All he saw were fragmented pieces of light in his dreams. Other than that, he didn't learn anything else. Apothecary? That just sounds like you're just a fucking pharmacist. Why risk death to do a regular job? That'd be like, hey, hey, do you want to become a lawyer? We can play Russian roulette, and then if you survive 3 rounds, you'll be a lawyer. It's like, well, I could just fucking go to school and do that. Why would I do that? Yes, the church must have gotten other seers to attempt the same things in the past. The fact that there is no mention of its origin must mean that there was no result from the divination, like what happened now. I wonder what would happen if I eliminate interferences. His thoughts immediately filled Klein's head, pushing his curiosity to the peak. After more than 10 minutes, he stood up. He decided that it was fine since there was no one around. Considering how he was in a secluded area of the forest, he took 4 steps counterclockwise inside his wall of spirituality before entering the world above the fog again. Klein sat at the seat of honor with the ancient table in the magnificent palace. He conjured goatskin and a black fountain pen and the emblem. He rubbed 3782 in his hand, finding the tactile feedback identical to the one he felt in the real world. It insatiates itself no, it instantiates itself based on what I felt. The origin of the emblem in my hands. After repeating 7 times, he entered his sleep again. In the blurry world, Klein saw a drop of gold liquid. It was warm and bright. It was suspended above the altar before a man dressed in a classic white robe. The man only had a back facing Klein. He had lost all sight of life as he slowly fell towards the altar. In that moment, the emblem he was holding came into contact with the golden liquid, the latter quickly seeping into the emblem. The dream quickly dissipated after Klein saw this. It was because of the golden liquid that the sacred emblem became so effective and uncontrollable. Wait. Okay. Okay, hold on. Did I just stumble up? Did I stumble across this sequence? Stop. No. No, that's so funny. Oh my god, my random joke made me come across. No. Oh god, that's so funny. I wonder what the golden liquid was. Some advanced beyonder ingredient. Klein toyed with the sealed artifact 3782 in his hand and slipped deep into thought. After deliberating over it for a few minutes, he tried to emulate the feeling he had in his dream. He wanted to separate the golden liquid from the mutated sacred emblem he had conjured. Take off his mod roll already. Oh, that's so funny. No, I don't think I don't think anyone's blaming you, Justin. I don't think you did anything. Oh no, I never spoke. If you no one spoiled anything, Amnesiac. Well, I mean, so I just made a dumb joke about lawyer being a sequence, and then and then Nightwalker and Nagito both said like, oh, lawyer. So Nagito said lawyer is goated, and Nightwalker said I don't think lawyer's mentioned yet. So it seems I accidentally stumbled upon a sequence. That's so funny. Oh my god. I wonder I wonder what that golden liquid was. Some advanced beyonder ingredient? Klein toyed with the artifact 3782 in his hand and slipped into deep thought. After deliberating over it for a few minutes, he tried to emulate the feeling he had in his dream. He wanted to separate the golden liquid from the mutated sun sacred emblem he had conjured. So, So, remember when you delete stuff, it gets deleted for everyone else. Cause it's my stream, I still get to see it. I'm sure it's the same way for Easy Stream too. So it's just so like you delete it and I appreciate it, but I still see it all the same. Like it gets grayed out to say like, oh, it was deleted by Romero, but like I still see it all the same. So it was just really fun. It's just funny. Oh shit, I've been at the same place for like 5 minutes. Oh god. He accomplished, it was, for easy, he doesn't see the deleted ones? Really? Interesting. Maybe there's a setting for that or something. I can try to figure it out, but it's fine. It's fine. Fuck it. Whatever. Besides, that's not a big spoiler. Like, I mean, it's a sequence out of like 22. Fine, whatever. I don't really give a shit. He accomplished it almost as the thought came to him. He looked in shock as the emblem, which had no longer warm or pure. He watched as the drops of golden liquid silently suspended themselves in the air. He had even more praise for this mysterious space above the gray fog. I'll try to figure out how to do that, Romero. This is practically a miracle, even if the separation and instantiation here isn't real. The origins of this drop of golden liquid. He penned down a new statement. Yes, I will figure out how to fix that, I promise. Alright, I am so glad I read that. That was fucking hilarious. I was just making a joke, and I just dummy walked myself into a fucking... This is like what it was like. Holy shit, that was funny. Okay, yeah, no, I will figure out a way to stop that, guys. I promise. Like I was just making a dumb fucking joke. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'm just gonna play Nerdle really quickly. Let my throat rest a little bit. It's really starting to hurt. I don't know. I might. I don't know. We might just do 140 and leave it there. I don't know. We'll see. Just see how much. See how badly it's hurting. Yeah, this tea is not helping. It's good that we figured that out before something happens. Yeah, no, that was, no. That's funny. Okay. 89 plus... No, 89 sucks. 51 plus... what is that? 67, 77. Okay, not there. No. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So it's not plus, so let's try 34. No. 84 minus... No, that's stupid. 86 minus 30. Why am I this fucking stupid, man? What the fuck? 33. I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. Like it really doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, guys. It's literally like I know a sequence. I don't know what position it is in the sequence. I don't know if it's sequence 9 or 0 or 1 or 14. I don't fucking know. I don't know what it does. I don't know who has it. Like it literally doesn't matter. 8 times 4 minus 3 equals 8, 16, 24, 32, 29. Shit. Okay, that was cool. Oh, I'm cutting it close, man. Shit. Okay, get it together. 8 times... Yeah, if you're done only getting through season 1. Yeah, especially because, like, I think by the time the anime comes out, I should be done volume 1 easily. Like I should hope, like I'll be done. I should be done volume one before the end of April. Because as soon as exams end on the 15th, I'm just hammering this as much as I can. Well, I feel bad. I don't want to just sit here in silence, Nightwalker. I know I shouldn't. I know I should be resting, but I feel bad. And this is a lot easier than reading constantly, so it's okay. What is that? 48? No, that can't be. So 43. Let's go. That's actually a really good idea. Like I don't know. I can't remember where I read it, but Klein becomes American in chapter 420. All right, good to know. Let's go. He gets transported to America in the 1800s. This is actually true. It was like especially if like someone gives something you know is actually a spoiler, the best way to deal with that is not to delete it. It's literally to just bombard after that with just fake bullshit. So you go, I don't know what any of this means. Klein is a cat. No, that's a really good idea, Music. Absolutely. All right, let's try to. All right, let's try to get through at least one more chapter. I will let you guys know how it's. Oh fuck me. How it'll work the next 2 or 3 days, because I have an exam on Monday, so I might not stream tomorrow and Sunday just to study for it. And then Monday I can stream at night, and then Tuesday we can do mornings again. So Klein Marathon. Okay. The origins of this drop of golden liquid. After reciting the divination statement 7 times, Klein held onto the goat skin and the illusory liquid before leaning back in his seat. He didn't know if he could divine with the item that was instantiated based purely on a feeling. All he could do was make bold assumptions and carefully seek confirmation. In seconds, Klein's eyes darkened, turning him from brown to black as he entered a state of cogitation. Ramiro, you two should stay in school, bro. Holy shit. Klein and Leonard, okay. His eyelids drooped down as he saw the illusory yet blurry dream. In the blurry world that looked in shambles, a golden glaring sun suddenly appeared. A low grunt resounded across the void. Sorry, let me change the music really quickly. A low grunt resounded across the void. A pure and clean light suddenly lit up everything as the gold and burning flames swept outwards. Klein was instantly expelled from his dream world and flipped onto his side as he shivered. His body seemed to become a huge bonfire which burned with a raging flame. Change music, I got another for this. Okay, I will just wait for it in the Discord. Alright, there we go. Klein was instantly expelled from his dream world and flipped onto the side as he shivered. His body seemed to become a huge bonfire which burned a raging flame. At that moment, his thoughts were all over the place. His proper idea could form the chaos in his mind. Klein becomes and eats himself. The mysterious space above the grey fog shook violently, and the lofty palace collapsed inch by inch. The ancient mottled bronze table broke into a few pieces. What the fuck is happening here? Yo. Oh, DSV. Hey, how you doing? What the fuck is happening here? The terrifying changes only continued for 3 seconds before the world above the grey fog returned to tranquility as though nothing had happened. You invaded where, bro? The Germans invaded your ass. Calm down. The golden flame on Klein gradually extinguished. He rolled around on his charred skin as he groaned in pain, until he eventually regained his ability to think. He supported himself on the armrest of the high chair and stood up with great difficulty. He was terrified and confused by what just happened. He had never imagined that a mere divination could result in such consequences. He had panted and lifted his head to survey his surroundings. He had realized that the lofty palace and ancient bronze table, which looked like they had stood unchanged since ancient times, had been damaged. In the world above the grey fog, which had never experienced any abnormality, was simply an unprecedented level of damage. It is actually wild. What the fuck was that? Did he try to divine something that was like ancient and like maybe something to do with gods, and they kind of went, hey, hold the fuck up, hold the phone there, bucko. If I wasn't protected by this mysterious space above the grey fog, there might not even be ashes of me left behind. Could that drop of gold liquid be the blood of a god? Did I see the eternal blazing sun or some powerful angel of his? No, that was the sun. So I think it was the former... Wait, did I just look directly at a god? Klein felt more fear as he thought about it. He felt that he had nearly died. You did. Those who know nothing fear nothing. Those who don't court death won't die. In the future, I can't just divine anything and everything. Who knows what I'll see? EBS, yes. If that were to happen once again, I don't know if this mysterious space could even shelter me from fatal damage. When that happens, I'd actually die. Yes, it definitely won't do. If I continue making experiments with the golden existence, the existence from which was likely EBS, he must have sensed the sudden, hidden, and unexpected influence from the divination above the grey fog and failed to respond in time. If he were prepared, this mysterious space might not be able to withstand the repercussions. Having come to this realization, Klein's body had returned to normal. He was no longer charred, but compared to before, he was dimmer and more incorporeal than before. He lifted his hand to massage his temples and commanded his mind to restore the palace and long table. Then the palace that looked like the home of the giant and the long table returned to normal. Everything looked at it as it had before. Well, except the time he had a hole in his skull. Yes, the first time. Or maybe when he fought the clown also. But yeah, real close, yes. Well, this isn't entirely bad. At least I know I can limit... at least I know the limit of the mysterious space and I have a certain goal. Only powers approaching the angels of the gods can completely influence the power of the area above the grey fog. Yes, I have to add another rule to my seer principle. Do not randomly divine things that may involve high entities. Yes, I shouldn't hastily activate my spirit vision either. If I were to look directly at things that shouldn't be looked at, it might be game over. In the outside world, I don't have the space to fend off most negative effects. Yes, knowledge. Knowledge. Yeah, science, bitch. Actual child, by the way. Me, not Jesse. Can change the music now. Yes. Yes. In the short time he had spent with what appeared to be EBS, Klein was constantly in his divination state. Hence, he could instinctively divine certain matters and knowledge from the being he was looking at. He quickly used a dream divination to recall and organize what he had gathered. That wasn't his primary objective. He picked up the pen and wrote, "Don't look at God. Pure white angel. The technique of making the flare sun charm, relatively high-level charm in the domain of the sun. Its potency can last a year before it deteriorates. There's no need for a ritual to pray to the eternal blazing sun." No specific playlist. Kami just has some god tier recommendations. But the procedure requires 3782 to take the ritual's place. It will siphon power from the mutated sun emblem. Extremely hostile towards Lord of Storms and God of Knowledge. Bard Potion Formula. Wait, how did he get the Bard Potion Formula? What the fuck? Wait, where did he get the Bard Potion? Light Suppliant Potion Formula. Where did he get this? 7. Priest of Light Potion Formula. Sequence 4. Unshadowed Potion Formula. I'm not reading all the potion formulas. Fucking, I don't care that there's rosemary and... Oh, he... Just by looking at God, he got all this shit? Like, Eternal Blazing Sun just has this knowledge in his fucking soul? What the fuck? Yeah. Sequence 8, Unshadowed. 8. Sequence 4. Unshadowed Potion Formula. Main ingredients could be the golden blood of God extracted from the mutated sun sacred emblem. It could also be replaced with 3 adult sun divine bird tail feathers and a piece of holy brilliance rock. Information of supplementary ingredients are missing. Yeah, just fucking read them. You know, just go up to them and say, "Sup, bro," and just look into their soul. See what happens. Remember, kids, the worst she can say is no. And then he actually turns into a fucking fireball. Write that info down? I mean, like, the potion, the names I'll write down, like the bard potion and stuff, but, like, I'm not writing nor reading the fucking formulas. Fuck it. Priest of Light. That's new. Oh wait, is sequence 4 Unshadowed the one that comes after Shepherd, maybe? I think so. I'm gonna take this guess. Not the formula, it's just the stuff. Yes, okay. 4 Unshadowed. After writing down the 8 lines, Klein couldn't help but wrap the edge of the long bronze table. He had gained way more than he imagined. He was already satisfied with surviving the reckless divination earlier, but now he had experienced unexpected survival reward. From the confidential information he received from the Nighthawks, he knew the sequence pathway of the Church of EBS was the sun. Its sequence 9 was barred. It allowed the Beyonder to imbue courage and strength for themselves and their allies through singing. A job that brought about devotion and submission. Their slogan was, "Let us praise the sun." Wait, hold on. Did I write this down? Okay. Okay. The corresponding sequence 8 was light suppliant. Seven was solar high priest. Bard, I'm not even gonna bother fucking explaining. It's, cast spells and hold rituals. Solar High Priest. Greatly enhanced rituals and spells. Okay. Oh, I see. So, 4 is from the Unshadow, is from the Bard. I see. Okay. So I know 9, 8, 7, and 4. Because I don't think I mentioned anything else. Priest of Light and Solar High Priest, I think, would be one and the same. I think different names, maybe. Okay. Sorry, you guys weren't kidding. That's so lore heavy, this stream. Jeez. I promise, it isn't normally like this. The corresponding sequence 8, yes. In other words, I have obtained the complete potion sequence from 9 and 8 in the sun pathway. Unlike before, the potion formulas even list replacement items. Oh, now he has what he needs to give the what was his name? Derrick. As expected of the formulas, of the obtained directly from EBS, they are not the same. Oh yes, no, I changed that. Yes, thanks, Romero. I just changed that. Okay, he had originally planned on seeing if the Hanged Man could solve the request of the young man. After all, the Church of the Lord of Storm and the Church of the EBS were most ancient Orthodox sects. They had fought against each other for thousands of years, so it made sense they learned the initial sequences of each other's pathways. Hangman might not have cared for the Sun pathway previously, but he's very likely sequence 7. It would probably be easy for him if he really needed to gather the information. However, I don't need him now. I solved it myself. Through an unbelievable and extremely dangerous method. Miss Justice, Mr. Hangman, and my son friend, your fool nearly turned himself into a charred corpse. He lowered his head and looked at the records of the goatskin before him. He thought of another formula. Would the Priest of Light be an ancient name for Solar High Priest? The confidential information the Nighthawks never mentioned. And my divination didn't point the sequence number. Is it sequence 6 or 5? Sequence 4, Unshadowed. This is the first high sequence formula that I've obtained. It's such a pity that it lacks supplementary ingredients. I wonder how I can fill in the blanks. I can't believe the drop of golden liquid is really the blood of a god. 3782 is far stronger than anyone imagines. From what I can see, it's sufficient to become a grade 1 artifact. Whoa. Yes, it's likely that Nighthawks from before only determined whether it has any effects of the living, how much danger it would cause to nearby humans, and how difficult it is to control. They had no way of discovering its unique origins. The mutated sun emblem can probably even fight against evil spirits. How could the examiner find evil spirits to experiment on? True. He just wanted to make fireworks, yeah. He wanted to make fire. He wanted to make a fucking a bonfire out of Klein, more like. As an official Nighthawk, I can't become the owner of 3782, but I can find an opportunity to use the sun flaring charm and siphon its power. I certainly can't do it now. I appreciate it, Romero. Thank you. I'll take a look after I'm done stream. I haven't prepared the necessary ingredients. Why would I, a Nighthawk of the Evernight Goddess, carry the ingredients of the sun with me? Klein massaged his forehead regrettably. He saw that there was no other movement in the world above the grey fog and finally relaxed. He confirmed that the EBS had managed to track him down. Do not look directly at God. Do not look at a high-level entity. I must remember this. Why would EBS be extremely hostile against Lord of Storms and God of Knowledge? What the hell is a pure white angel? I don't know. Sequence 0 Beyonder? I don't know. As these mixed thoughts filled his brain, Klein felt the emptiness and the aching pain in his head. Plus, he felt that too much time had passed. He had to return to the outer world just in case someone discovered something. Back then, he thought it would take a minute or so to divine 2 or 3 items. Plus, there was a spirituality wall isolating him. Once it was touched, his body in the world above the grey fog could sense it. Hence, he felt utterly safe. But he hadn't considered the possibility of an accident. In other words, he nearly lost his life. That wasted quite a bit of time. Due to the fact that he was afraid he would be greeted by a light of purification beam or discovered with the mutated sun emblem was damaged, he enveloped his body with spirituality before he simulated a descent with his heart in his mouth. The crimson moonlight reflected in his eyes. There was a darkness within. Klein saw the sparse forest and weeds around him, as well as 3782 intact in his hands. After a few seconds, he believed that he was safe. Phew, Klein let out a breath of relief. He felt exhausted after the insane probing at the border of death. Alright. Are you, okay. Is it okay if we leave it at 140, guys? Just leave it at a round number today. I know a little bit shorter stream than normal, but, yeah, hour and a half. A little bit shorter than normal, but, my throat is just really not keeping up with me today. It's, yeah. Is it okay if we just leave it at 140 today, guys? Plus that was really lore heavy too. So I'm probably gonna have to read over what Romero sent as well, because I probably mixed up a couple of things for sure. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, Milosh. Give me 1 second. That is cool. What was the... hold on. Oh my god. It's literally the thing from Dark Souls. It's the thing. It was whiskey. Yeah, it'll just have to be that. It's the only thing that seems to help. Symbol of What? That is very cool. Lord of Storms. Based. Steam and Machinery. Dude, that looks dope as fuck. What? Holy shit. If I was in this world, I would be a fucking child and just go with whatever church has the coolest fucking symbol. like trying to pick your favorite Pokemon, whichever looks the coolest. Machinery. This one makes sense. Not very cool looking, but makes sense. God of Knowledge. That also looks very dope. That book flipping through the eye, staring out into your soul. Oh, I see. This is... so this is the Evernight. This is the God of Lord of Storms. I see. Okay. Yes. Okay, never mind. This makes more sense. Yeah, okay, Lord of Storms. This is so base. That looks so nice. Holy shit. Okay, sorry. I am retarded. So, Evernight looks kind of okay. Lord of Storms. Wait, isn't that what I said? Am I losing my fucking mind? Yeah. So, okay, I thought I said that, but whatever. Okay. Evernight, kind of okay. Lord of Storms looks dope as shit. This is I would definitely be with these guys, even though their thing is dog shit and I hate ships. Coolest symbol. Okay, so we go with that one. Steam and Machinery makes sense. Kind of not great looking. God of Knowledge looks based as shit. The book floating through. Mother Earth. That looks like a baby. That doesn't look like a mother. That looks like a baby. I'm officially Lord of Storms Beyonder now. Yeah, I guess. Fuck them, I guess. I don't like ships. I don't like water that much. But, yeah, fuck it. It looks cooler. Wait, what? Excuse me? That's a fucking baby, okay? If you're with this, you're a fucking child. Goo goo gaga looking motherfucker, okay? God of Combat. Oh, you were right. That looks dope as shit, bro. I agree. It's probably this, and then this are the coolest ones. This is just basic bitch territory. Is about life of all kinds. Yeah, but still, be that as it may, goo goo gaga looking motherfucker, okay? No shot. Really dope. Best. I would probably venture to say first. No, let me out. Second? Third, I think. How can a mother be without a baby? Okay, Nightwalker. Okay, you trying to get philosophical on me, bro? God. Okay, whatever. Okay, it's a joke. This man called... wait, what did I say? Yeah, I said it looked kind of mid, no? Disagree? Did he have the fool symbol? I don't think so. We'll take that back later on. You got anything? I don't give a shit, okay? I'm saying, based purely off of like Pokemon level analysis of which looks the coolest, it's this one. It's that one. Then the book. This looks kind of dope. Look at general analysis of the moon there. Yes, will do. And this one. And plus, who would not want to be in the Church of the God of Combat? Bro. Alright, you say bad shit about my god, I just beat your ass, you know? Whatever. Okay, yes. I mean... that one's really good. That's really... okay, that's a really... oh, God. Oh, that was good. Alright, yeah. Sorry. I don't want to be associated with the god of combat. That is why no one will remember your name, Ramiro. I don't know if you guys know the movie scene I'm referencing.
Are the stories about you true? They say your mother is an immortal goddess. They say you can't be killed.
I wouldn't be bothering with a shield then, would I?
But the Solonian you're fighting, he's the biggest man I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him.
That's why no one will remember your name.
Ramiro, you know what? The path of the warrior is the one I choose every time. Because I'm a fucking goat, okay? Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, yeah. So that's it, guys. I think we'll leave it there. Great stream once again. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Listen to one episode of the Magnus Archive. Yes. Can you just send me the name in Discord again, if you don't mind, Romero, just so I don't forget, because I won't check the fucking archives. It'll just be too much. If anyone here is interested and you aren't in the Discord, maybe consider joining. I think most everyone is, but just in case. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hope you have a great rest of your day or afternoons, depending on wherever you're from. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. That's it. We'll leave it there. Thank you. Bye.